Let us start with our first game. Do you have any preference on a game you'd like to start with or save for
Fire
later?
one up. I don't care. No, it does not
Let's
matter.
start with ooh, this one's gross. We'll start with the grossness. Just go into that. We will start with the Carolina Panthers, Arizona Cardinals at Pittsburgh Steelers. We have Kyler Murray, 24th best matchup. Kenny Pickett, 7th best. I am firing Kyler up. I believe I got to bring my rankings up, but I think he's a low end one for me, maybe 10, 9 or 10. I think Pickett, I think, might have him at 16, but 16, given the fact that we pretty much, you know, beleaguered the point yesterday of what it looks like at 20. So for him to
Yeah.
be 16, don't take that as a ringing endorsement for Pickett. Just, go look at what the bottom 20 look like. I'm going to bring up my rankings quickly. Actually, I have Kyler
Yeah.
lower. I have Kyler at 13, below Wilson, Goff, and Love, and I have Pickett at 16. So they're closer together in my rankings because Pickett's getting artificially pushed up here. But
Yeah.
I don't like if I have these two on my roster, I'm starting Kyler here, despite the matchup,
Oh yeah.
without question. Not even close.
Yeah. Kyler's been just not good quarterback passing. He's been really inefficient. He struggled, but he's still producing fantasy points, which is the opposite for Kenny Pickett, right? Like Kenny Pickett had his breakout game. He looked a lot better, but the team just didn't score. So you kind of know what you're getting out of these guys. Like Pickett can run a little bit, so he gives you a high floor, but they really need touchdowns. So like if you're gonna start Pickett, this is the week to do it because Cardinals defense is not good. But yeah, I have him at QB 4 or 16. Sorry, Pickett's at QB 16, and Kyler's at QB 10. But yeah, like you just trust Kyler. He's just been a better throughout his career. So yeah, 100%.
Fair enough. We're pretty close. We both have Pickett at 16. I think I have Kyler 3 lower, but I could see that going up or down in my last rankings
Yeah,
here before we start the week. Running back,
yeah, I'm right.
15th best matchup for the Cardinals and the second best for the Steelers. I'm going to say the unpopular thing here, and I am back on the Najee Harris train. Jalen Warren is just not taking the job over, and he is basically just being the number two. He's still getting enough work and some decent touches to basically limit Harris's upside and to make himself flexible. But I think Harris has the upside here. Connor is who I want best in this matchup. I'm not sure how close it is. I have to look at my rankings. I feel like it's getting closer. I used to be much higher on Connor. Actually, I have Najee higher. I have Najee all the way at 18. I have Connor at 26. And I have Jalen Warren at 23. So I have both Pittsburgh backs over James Conner here. I
Yeah,
think
like
it's over.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, the defense, the matchup here is pretty bad. Actually, look at it, I got to change this around. I have Warren in my rankings over Najee, and I don't like
I
that
do
at
too.
all. I'm back out. I'm back in on Najee.
I like both these guys. The issue for Warren is the fact that Najee plays such a significant role. Same thing with Najee, but like interesting enough, Warren's getting more passing down work, and that's kind of how he's succeeding. Where Najee's getting more goal line work, so you kind of see the two ways that they're working. So, and then interesting, like in an offense like this, like I'll bet on the guy getting the passing down work just because I don't trust the touchdown situation.
Yeah.
If there was a better offense, then yeah, defense side. But I think Warren's top. He might be top 12 for me this week. He's really high. I need to double check. Yeah, Warren's 13 and Najee's like 19. So they're both like mid to high end RB2s. And then Connor, just because I don't trust the passing down work, it really hasn't been there since he's been back. So I don't know what's going on with that offense anymore. And maybe Michael Carter stealing more of that. We'll see how it works out. He's RB25 for me. So like you could play him, but I just worry about Connor a little bit. And I hope that
See,
changes.
that's the confusing part for me. Maybe it's just a matchup because if you had to ask me, do I want Connor who has it all to
Yeah.
himself or the other two who are going to cannibalize each other? I feel like I want Connor, but in my projections, he comes out the lowest. So it's a
Yeah,
bit
it's just that's
confusing.
weird. I know because I think it's basically just a matchup. If it was like a different game where it's just average defenses, I'd probably have Connor above these guys. But given the fact that they're playing the Arizona Cardinals defense, like they're just higher. I think that's what it is. Do we have a comment?
Yeah, I brought it up. It's on the screen. Give me one sec. I'm going up to my little matchup guide here. I'm going to bring up my rankings, but I just want to see if there's anything. So who do we have? Otten, Logan Thomas, and who?
It
Johnu.
opens up.
I
John.
have
Oh,
Logan Thomas at 12, Otten at 13, and Johnu at 16. But just let me check here. I want
yeah, I
to
have Ott in the highest. He's 9 for me. So, but they're all like really close. Him and
I just
Thomas
want
is
to check my
11.
matchup charts here before I make an official decision here, just to make sure I haven't
What's
overlooked a
going on? This guy's
glaring
house,
matchup.
dude. There was
The
some
Bucks,
news about some Carolina guys being out too. The Bucks defense is on
yeah.
shambles right now. They have a bunch of guys out too, but Carolina's offense isn't good, so I don't really think it matters.
So the Bucks get Carolina, who are a bad matchup, but they might not be. Who
Yeah.
are the other two? Logan Thomas,
Logan Thomas
mediocre matchup.
and
John,
Johnny Smith. Johnny's right too.
so Logan Thomas has the best matchup. Yeah, okay, so Logan Thomas it is. I had him ranked higher anyways, so the fact that he has the best matchup, I feel like Cade Otton has the highest ceiling, but I feel like
Yeah,
Logan
like
Thomas is a safe play. John's right out of it for me. I don't even.
no, yeah. I'm not even doing Johnny. It would be I have Cade higher, but like I'm fine with either one of these guys. Honestly,
If
it's
you
just
need to
flip game point.
swing for the ceiling, go with Cade Otton. If you need
Mhm.
surefire points, go with Logan Thomas. Is what I think.
Well, yeah, because like he runs all of the routes. It's just he just doesn't get a ton of targets. So like
Yeah, he's on the
Otton's role
field
is weird.
98% of snaps. He's never
Yeah,
off the
he's
field.
had some good games, but yeah. Yeah, so like Schultz is not expected to play. So yeah, so yep, you're gonna have to pivot. Which
All right,
unfortunately is
moving on to the receivers. 10th best matchup for the Cardinals, 15th best for the Steelers. I think in this one, you have three guys who I'm really struggling with, and I think are going to come up in a lot of sit start questions because I don't know where I feel. Like, I think the only ones who are even considered to be starters are Hollywood, Deontay, and Pickens. And all three of them, I think I have firmly in wide receiver 3 range. I have Deontay at 28. Deontay at 28. Pickens at 34. I feel like I have Hollywood the highest, but I can't find him in my rankings. So
yeah,
where do you have?
I have Hollywood at 19. Hollywood's at 19. Deontay's 23, and Pickens is 28. Yeah, like, it's just it is what it is with this Pittsburgh offense.
Oh,
Unfortunately for Pickens, like how high do you have Hollywood?
no, I don't have him high at all. I have
Oh,
Deontay at 28, Hollywood at 33, Pickens at 34. And I
yeah, like
think
since
all three are, it depends on what your options would be. I don't feel strongly. I think this is another situation where I think Deontay is probably the best of the options, but Brown has no competition.
yep.
You want to say, oh, well, he has Trey McBride now. Yeah, but Fryermuth is the same for the Steelers. He took over last week. So I think if you ask me which players I would want to start in this game, aside from Kyler Murray, I prefer the two tight ends best.
Yeah, I'm definitely playing Hollywood, and I just think like we've seen it since Deontay's been back. He's just been the better wide receivers, earning more targets, and Pickett just trusts him. So like I'm gonna always have Deontay above Pickens, even if it's like a juicy matchup or whatever. Like I just think Deontay's better. So like it's really hard for me to rank Pickens above Deontay. So I'll do those two. I'm really like I would bench Pickens of the three of those wide receivers. But yeah, like I want these tight ends also as well.
Yeah, I'm going to flip over to the tight ends here. It is bad matchups for both tight ends. Having said that, I have Trey at 4, Fryermuth at 9. So you're starting them both. They're both elite and good dynasty assets here. The kicker or DST I'll go to because that's next up on the rankings. Good matchup for the Steelers, who I'm going to play. I'm going to sit the Cardinals. I have the Steelers at 8. The Cardinals down at my 26. The Cardinals are my last defense on the week. And kickers, middle of the pack matchups for both, but I feel like I don't want to start either. Excuse me. I have them back to back at 14 and 15. So fire up, absolute must start both tight ends. Must start for the Steelers defense. Bench both kickers and the Cards defense if you can. Is my end takeaway here. Unless you have something further you disagree with.
I'm with you. That's right. I'm right with you on that.